Good morning from sunny and chilly Seattle. Believe it or not, I think it's in the 60s here this morning. I'm not wearing a sweater, but I'm thinking about it. So, not meaning to rub it in, but this is the great thing about online learning. You can do it from anywhere. And where anywhere is happens to be North Bend, Washington. And my brother owns a couple of acres outside of Seattle, about 35 minutes. He is about a 5-minute walk from a trailhead up a pretty cool mountain. And I don't know, he's living the dream out here. He drives into Seattle every day for work, but it's only 30 minutes. And in Phoenix, you could drive 30 minutes through, I don't know, a pretty dense area. Anyway, my favorite thing about my brother's place is that in the mornings, if you are lucky, a family of moose will be in the front yard. It will cause the dog to bark like crazy. My dog, and he also has a dog. So speaking of my dog, there she is. I don't know if you can see her back here. Sorry, this is the sofa where I'm sitting to bring you your morning news. So that's Lucy. There's another dog over there, but I won't bother to wake her up. Anyway, so let's talk about some logistics. Today is the last day for Module 2. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up, look for the moose, and whether or not they're there, I'm going to get a cup of tea and start reading through your Module 2 things with an eye toward grading them. I have been reading along, but I haven't been making comments. Instead, I've been just watching the comments that the class has been making for each other. And tomorrow that changes and I will be grading. And the reason I am letting you know this is if you haven't finished it, it's time. Okay, so again, tomorrow morning I will get up and start grading. So anything that is not there by tomorrow morning, you need to get it done. Okay, thing 2, what comes between Module 2 and Module 3? Beep. If you said midterm, you are right. I want to tell you a little bit about this midterm so that it won't surprise you. The midterm is kind of like a question that's like a scenario that is set for you and a video. So you watch the video and then you answer the questions posed with reference to the scenario. Now, the difference between succeeding at this midterm and failing at the midterm is making sure that you reference the readings and the concepts that we have been discussing since the beginning of class. This is a pass-fail. You don't necessarily fail the class if you don't pass this, but if I can tell by reading that you have not understood the concepts, I'm going to make you go back and take it again. So at any rate, the goal of this midterm is to see that you have really integrated the concepts that we've been reading and discussing into your thinking. And this midterm does give you that opportunity to do that. I could give this same exact midterm to somebody that has not taken this class and they would have an opinion, but that is not what I'm looking for, and that's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I'm not just looking for your opinion. I'm looking for you to demonstrate to me that you have integrated the ideas and information in the readings into your thinking. So if you want to pass, just reference the readings, reference the concepts we've been discussing, and I'd do it with a citation while you're at it so that I can easily pick out that that's what you're doing. And I think that will get you across the finish line. I have decided to open the midterm a little bit early. I'm opening it tonight at 11:30, and I will be p.m. and I will be closing it on the 22nd at 11:30 p.m. That's because I couldn't figure it out for 11:59. So 11:30 p.m. and you will actually, instead of having 24 hours, you will have 48 hours. You'll have from this night to the 21st, from the 21st to the 22nd. So I did that because some of you let me know that you are actually going to be in transit from one place to the other during that time. So I'm hoping by giving you the extra 24 hours that it will enable everybody wherever they are to have a chance to look at it. It shouldn't really take you that long, except that you might want to briefly go back through your own blogs for modules 1 and 2, just to make sure that you are remembering the concepts and what we were talking about, so that you can raise as many of them as you can in the context of your answer. And remember, I have to read the suckers. So again, I'm not looking for length. You don't get points because they're long. You get points because they're substantive. All right. The third thing is we are going to jump right into Module 3. And, oh, I knew there was something I wanted to say about Module 3. Up until this point, Module 1 kind of explored what's going on in your own head about the topics, where you start in terms of your own knowledge and thinking. Module 2 gave you an opportunity to actually explore a real issue, to do some kind of looking at a real situation that was interesting to you and asking some questions and bringing that forward. Module 3, we're going to step it up a notch. So we've been personal, we've been to the community or to the subject matter itself. Now we're going to look at how academics think about this. We're going to look at how academics, what the theories are and so forth that are already out there, and see if giving you some theoretical context will change how you look at things a little bit. And so that is what you should be expecting. We will have some readings that will place this in kind of and this is what graduate classes are supposed to do, supposed to help you look at things not just from your own perspective, not just from even the perspective of those who are being studied, even though that's extraordinarily and possibly the most important, but to give you some theoretical tools with which to understand. Now, what is it that's important about theory? Theories are basically models. They are models for how to look at certain situations. Now, not every model will fit every situation that you encounter. So if you have a, let's say, a community development model, there are more than one. And if you have one and you try to apply it in a situation where it doesn't apply, you will get a wacky result. And what I mean by that is models are built to address certain situations. So actually, you look at the situation and then you pick the academic model that fits it, and then you work with it. You don't just pick your favorite theory and apply it everywhere. You look for the theory that was specifically designed to deal with the situation in front of you. So in community development, there might be 7 or 8 models out there. And depending on what's going on in the particular community, the demographics of the community, the politics of the community, the resources of the community, the history of the community, you would pick the community development theory that most closely matched your situation. And then you would use what academics have learned from studying that particular situation to help you understand what is in front of you. So I remember when I first started graduate school, I had been a lawyer and a lobbyist, and I had had a lot of other interesting jobs, especially in the economic development field. And I looked at all these theories, and I remember having this reaction. My reaction was, that theory doesn't fit, this situation. I did this, in my career, I did this, and this doesn't seem to fit that at all. And I remember thinking that a lot. And there was another woman in my cohort who was like me. She was coming to graduate school late in life. She'd had a really interesting career. And I remember sitting around talking with her about how worthless these theories are. Well, that's because we didn't understand that not every theory is good in every situation. And so, literally, the point that I'd like to save you from having that complete confusion that I had when I got into grad school is to say, first look at the situation and then see which theory actually fits it, instead of just saying this theory doesn't work in real life. I've seen real life and it doesn't look like this theory. Well, that's the wrong theory for that piece of life. All right, I hope that made sense. If it doesn't, feel free to ask me questions in hallway conversations. That's worked pretty well, and sometimes I've even asked you guys, if you've asked me a question by email, to post it in hallway conversations, because I'm pretty sure if one of you has a question, others do too. So thanks for making use of that system, and let's keep that up. And if you have any questions as you're moving through Module 3, I'll be there. Okay, so to sum up, Module 2 is due today, or at least before tomorrow morning when I start grading. Module 3 is coming up, and between those two, you will have about 48 hours to get your midterm done. Again, questions, feel free to post in hallway or email me. Have a great day from Seattle or North Bend.